4, 3, 2, 1, go!
They'll also be changing their slogan to the more accurate Red Bull. The suit claims that Red Bull's advertising is not just puffery, their words, but is instead fraudulent and deceptive, real words.
Class action lawsuit, and now they owe $13 million to
Well, I heard that Red Bull gives you wings.
Right.
So I drank a Red Bull and I tried to fly.
Gives you wings. Red Bull, the globally recognized energy drink brand, is renowned for its distinctive marketing slogan, Red Bull gives you wings. This catchy phrase has been embedded in the minds of consumers for years thanks to the company's aggressive and creative advertising campaigns. However, in 2013, a significant event cast a shadow on the veracity of this slogan when a man named Benjamin Carruthers took the bold step of filing a lawsuit against Red Bull, alleging that the slogan amounted to false advertising. This legal dispute garnered considerable attention from the media, the general public, and industry insiders alike, as it raised pertinent questions regarding the authenticity of the claims made by the entire energy drink industry. In 2013, Carruthers initiated the lawsuit by filing it in the U.S. District Court in New York. His primary contention was that Red Bull had misled consumers with its marketing campaign, particularly the slogan, Red Bull gives you wings, by not providing any scientific evidence to back up this bold assertion. Carruthers believed that such a claim had the potential to mislead consumers into thinking that the energy drink could offer them some extraordinary benefits or enhanced abilities. By doing so, he argued, the company had violated consumer protection laws, which are designed to ensure that companies do not engage in deceptive practices in the pursuit of profit. In the pursuit of justice, Carruthers sought a substantial $5 million in damages as compensation for the alleged misleading marketing practices employed by Red Bull. The lawsuit highlighted the importance of transparency and accountability in the realm of advertising, particularly when it comes to products that are consumed by millions of people worldwide.
4, 3, 2, 1, go! What a show from Colombia! Really happy. That's what incredible, magnificent, oh my God, 12, here we go.
As the case gained widespread attention, it sparked intense debate and conversation about the ethical responsibilities that companies have when it comes to their marketing strategies. Some argued that the slogan was simply a figure of speech meant to convey the idea that Red Bull's energy drink could help people feel more energetic and alert. Others, however, contended that the slogan could be interpreted in a more literal sense and that the company had a responsibility to ensure that its claims were supported by scientific evidence. The lawsuit served as a catalyst for change within the energy drink industry, prompting a reevaluation of the way that companies advertise and promote their products. The case raised important questions about the fine line between creative marketing and false advertising, and it highlighted the need for companies to be diligent in their efforts to ensure that their marketing campaigns are both engaging and truthful. The lawsuit filed by Benjamin Carruthers against Red Bull in 2013 brought to light significant concerns about the authenticity of claims made by the energy drink industry. As the case unfolded, it forced both consumers and industry professionals to grapple with the implications of marketing practices that may be misleading or deceptive. By seeking $5 million in damages, Carruthers emphasized the importance of holding companies accountable for their advertising claims, ultimately helping to reshape the way that the energy drink industry approached marketing and consumer protection.
They'll also be changing their slogan to the more accurate Red Bull. Apparently they don't actually do that, and that's a problem for Benjamin Carruthers, who sued them for false advertisement. A toon character opening a can of the beverage, guzzling it, and then sprouting wings. And the suit claims that Red Bull's advertising is not just puffery, their words, but is instead fraudulent and deceptive, real words.
Red Bull reacts. In response to the lawsuit, Red Bull wasted no time in asserting that the allegations against the company were unfounded and entirely without merit. They maintained that their marketing campaigns, which featured the iconic slogan Red Bull gives you wings, were designed to be lighthearted, humorous, and engaging, rather than to be taken literally. The company argued that a reasonable consumer would understand the intent behind the slogan and would not misconstrue it as a factual assertion of the product's capabilities. Red Bull emphasized that they had never claimed to possess scientific evidence that supported the notion of the drink actually giving consumers wings. Instead, the company insisted that the slogan was a creative marketing claim intended to communicate the energy, vitality, and sense of invigoration that the drink provides to those who consume it. The primary goal of the campaign was to capture the essence of the brand and the product, rather than to mislead customers into believing that the drink could provide supernatural abilities or phenomenal benefits. By highlighting the intention behind their marketing strategy, Red Bull aimed to underscore the fact that the slogan was merely a clever and memorable way to convey the energy boost that the drink offers. The company sought to distance itself from the allegations of false advertising and to clarify that their campaigns were designed to entertain and engage consumers rather than to deceive them.
Class action lawsuit, and now they owe $13 million to your money troubles are over, all of you who have had. When you divide it between all the customers, it works out to about $10 a piece. Someone sued them for false advertising because it doesn't actually give you wings.
The settlement. In the face of mounting legal challenges and despite their robust defense, Red Bull ultimately decided to reach a settlement in the lawsuit filed against them. In 2014, the company agreed to pay a substantial sum of $13 million to settle the class action lawsuit, which encompassed a wide range of individuals who had purchased a Red Bull product since 2002. This settlement represented a significant concession on the part of Red Bull and marked a notable victory for the plaintiffs involved in the case. The terms of the settlement were quite comprehensive, as it stipulated that Red Bull would be required to pay $10 to any consumer who had purchased one of their products in the past. This financial compensation acknowledged the potentially misleading nature of their marketing practices and sought to make amends to those who might have been influenced by the slogan. The settlement was a clear signal that the company was willing to take responsibility for any misconceptions that may have arisen from their advertising campaigns. In addition to the monetary compensation, the settlement also mandated that Red Bull make changes to their marketing practices moving forward. This requirement demonstrated that the lawsuit had a lasting impact on the way the company approached its promotional efforts and served as a reminder of the importance of truth and transparency in advertising. The company was now faced with the challenge of reevaluating and redefining its marketing strategy, while still maintaining the creative and engaging essence that had made it so successful in the past. The settlement of the lawsuit signaled a turning point for Red Bull and the broader energy drink industry. By agreeing to pay $13 million and alter its marketing practices, Red Bull demonstrated its commitment to upholding ethical standards in advertising and maintaining the trust of its consumers.
Red Bull is involved in a false advertising lawsuit and will be giving anyone that's ever bought a Red Bull a small settlement. Red Bull energy drinks have come under fire for their brand slogan, "Red Bull gives you wings." Benjamin claims he's been drinking Red Bull since 2002, and the still wingless man from New York is livid. If you've ever seen a Red Bull commercial, you're familiar with the image of a cart flying away. And if you've ever seen a cartoon, you know that they're not real.
The implications. The Red Bull lawsuit undeniably had far-reaching implications for the entire energy drink industry. As a high-profile case, it brought to the forefront critical questions about the authenticity of the claims made by energy drink companies in their marketing campaigns. The legal challenge served as a wake-up call for other companies in the sector, prompting them to re-examine their marketing practices and assess whether they might also be susceptible to similar allegations of false advertising. Furthermore, the case emphasized the importance of transparency in advertising, urging companies to be more forthcoming about the basis of their claims. It highlighted the need for businesses to provide scientific evidence to support their marketing claims, especially when promoting products that could have a direct impact on consumer health and well-being. By doing so, companies would not only be more likely to avoid legal disputes, but they would also foster a sense of trust and credibility with their customer base. It raised pertinent questions about the veracity of claims made in marketing campaigns, encouraged companies to reassess their promotional strategies, and underscored the importance of transparency and scientific evidence in supporting advertising claims. The case ultimately helped shape a more ethical and responsible approach to marketing within the industry.
So I wanted to talk to one of the people behind the lawsuit. Here he is, Hank Horman. Please come on out. A weird way that your arms were broken like that.
Well, I heard that Red Bull gives you wings.
Right.
So I drank a Red Bull and I tried to fly.
You thought it would give you wings.
I did, but it didn't. So I fell and broke my finger.
Lessons learned. The Red Bull lawsuit serves as a reminder of the importance of transparency and honesty in marketing. While marketing slogans and campaigns are meant to be attention-grabbing, companies must ensure that their claims are not misleading or false. Companies should also be prepared to provide scientific evidence to support their claims, especially when it comes to health-related products. The case also underscores the power of class action lawsuits to hold companies accountable for their actions and to provide restitution to consumers who may have been misled.
It's so fun, man. Free flying through there.
Next, Farron, Scotty Bob, coming at you.
Woo, faster than a speeding ticket.
Full death lawsuit claims that Red Bull killed a guy. So guys, what would you spend your $10 on from the Red Bull settlement?
Bringing issues to light. The Red Bull lawsuit undoubtedly cast a spotlight on the pressing issue of false advertising within the energy drink industry. As the case garnered significant attention, it served as a catalyst for companies operating in this sector to re-examine their marketing practices, with a renewed focus on ethical considerations. While the case eventually reached a settlement, it undeniably underscored the importance of honesty, transparency, and accountability in marketing practices, leaving a lasting impact on the industry as a whole. The lawsuit also emphasized the critical need for companies to provide scientific evidence to support their claims, particularly when making bold assertions about the benefits or effects of their products. As consumers become increasingly discerning and demand greater transparency from the brands they choose to support, the case
$3 per person, considering they're only paying $13 million when it's all said and done. Bad marketing deal for Red Bull. And here's where it gets crazy dealing with, but it's definitely more publicized, which ironically is what Benjamin is claiming the product was advertised for but failed to do.
Highlighted the potential consequences of failing to meet these expectations. By providing substantiated evidence for their marketing claims, companies can foster trust with their consumers and avoid potential legal disputes arising from misleading advertising. The case illustrated the power and effectiveness of class action lawsuits in holding companies accountable for their actions and providing restitution to consumers who may have been misled by false advertising. Class action lawsuits, such as the one filed against Red Bull, serve as a collective voice for consumers who may have been wronged by a company's actions, enabling them to seek justice and compensation in a more efficient and impactful manner. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.